Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel. Ali here, a platform where we have some casual conversations about sex, relationships, and other fun stuff. And in this video, we're gonna talk about why the Dutch are so chill when it comes to sex, when the rest of us are still trying not to blush while saying the word condom. So you all know I love to travel. I think I've been to about 40 countries or so, which I'm very proud of, and I can't wait to cross more off my list because I love seeing the world. And in the last 2 years, I spent quite a little bit of time in Amsterdam. And the reason why is because we have friends that live there, and Amsterdam is a very expensive city to live in and to travel in. So when you got friends that live there, you want to take advantage. And I'm actually heading back to Amsterdam next spring for a little sex abroad program thing that is offered by my sex education program with the Sexual Health Alliance. And it's going to be a little bit of a sex culture history trip, which I'm really excited about to learn more about Amsterdam in that way. And before I get into the video, I just want to say a big thank you to my Patreon, because with your support, I've been able to continue maintaining and supporting this channel and also continuing to pursue some education and learning a whole lot of stuff to be able to share some great content with you guys. So huge thank you, un grand merci. I don't know, I always mix up my French words. And if you want to check out the Patreon, you absolutely can by clicking the link below this video in the description. And I've been posting a lot of vlog content on there, sharing a little bit more about our life on there and some of the activities that we do and the travel adventures, things like that, because you guys often have questions about our travels. The Patreon is an ever-growing thing. It's always evolving. Anyways, let's get into today's video, shall we? So I am going to dive into Dutch culture, history, and mindset, and how it has contributed to the way sex is not just accepted, but embraced in the Dutch culture. So FYI, a lot of this information is also new for me, so I'm very happy to be sharing it with you all. And if you have other insights or corrections, because sometimes, I don't know, maybe I'm wrong, I'm not sure, please comment below to contribute to this conversation. Let's start from the beginning, shall we? The Netherlands in the 1960s was going through the same kind of sexual revolution that the rest of the Western world was going through. But here's where it gets interesting. So while the rest of the countries were still dealing with strict religious values and moral conservatism and so on, the Netherlands did something different. Instead of pushing against the sexual revolution, they decided to fully embrace it. So there's this thing called the Polder Model, which I don't know if you've ever heard of this before, but I definitely didn't. So I'm sharing it with you today. It's a Dutch thing where they solve conflicts by talking it out. And so they applied the same idea to sex. Instead of shying away from it, instead of hiding it, they said, this is a cool concept. Let's talk about it. So one of the biggest factors that sets Dutch culture apart is its world-renowned sex education. And I'm not talking about the kind of sex education that you or I got in elementary school. You get like an hour every couple of years to talk about menstruation and reproduction, maybe how to use a condom if you're lucky. But let's be honest, I don't really have any fond memories of my sex education. I think most of my sex education has come from YouTube and just chatting with friends. But nope, not the Dutch. The Dutch start teaching sexuality to children around 4 years old. That's right. 4 years old. But it's not exactly what you think. They start learning things about relationships, respect, and boundaries, and so on. So by the time they reach puberty, they already have somewhat of an understanding of what is going on. Unlike the rest of us who are way too shy, discouraged even to ask questions in class, such as, what's ovulation? Why do I smell like this? Why does my body feel this way when I'm next to this person? Is it normal to be having these thoughts? And so on. Now let's shift over to the legal aspects of Dutch sexuality, such as prostitution. So let's be real, the first thing that comes to everybody's mind when they think of the Netherlands is prostitution and the red light district. I've been to the red light district. It's pretty cool. It's in a beautiful part of town. You got the canals, you got the beautiful European backdrop, cobblestone, the bikers everywhere. You got the window woman. I'm not really sure what they're officially called, but the prostitutes that are in windows. You got the peep shows, you got the sex shows. It's just like a big tourist trap pretty much. So it's fun to walk around in and to see once, but it can be a bit overwhelming. It is a bit weird. It's very touristy there. And it's just like sex is everywhere, very normal, whatever. So as most of you may know, prostitution in the Netherlands is legal and regulated, which makes it kind of revolutionary. This means that the sex workers have rights and protection and make it a much safer environment than if it was not regulated or legal. And the whole idea is, if it's going to happen anyways, why don't we put some laws into place to regulate it, to make it a safe working environment for the people involved in the industry, and also for the people like clients who are going to participate in this industry. Let's just make it a nice experience for everybody all around. The Dutch are also known for being really pragmatic, honest, direct, and straightforward. When I say direct, they are very direct, all right. I mean, I've had some conversation with some Dutch people where I was shocked at some of the things that they said with me, but you know, it's just who they are. They're very direct human beings. I also remember when we were in the Netherlands, we dated a little bit. We used the Seeking app to meet people / girls. If you want to check out that site, you can. It's going to be linked below. But we met a few people. Well, few, it sounds like a lot. We went on like 3 or 4 dates or something within a span of like 4 months. And we got lucky, I guess you would say, with 2 of them. I remember when we went on a date with them. Actually, I think this story is on my Patreon. If you want to check it out, you can check out the Patreon. I think I put like an audio version of this date story on the Patreon and what happened. Her name was Dee, from what I remember. Anyways, long story short, we went on a date. It went great. When it was time to go to the next location / or go home, Gab and I were kind of diddle-daddling and not really sure. And I remember she just straight up said, "Do you want me to go home with you? Like, do you want to get a hotel or not?" And we were both like, "What?" She's like, "Just ask for what you want. Just be straight, just be direct." And we were just not used to that kind of interaction. And even when we went to even when we, went back to the hotel room, because obviously we did, and we were having sex, I remember she turned over to Gab at some point and she was like, "What do you like?" I mean, I for sure asked Gab that back in the day, for sure. But I don't know, there was just something about her that was like so forward and so direct. She's like, "Tell me exactly what you want and I'm going to do it." Just like, this is the Dutch way. We are direct, we say what we want. It was just very refreshing. Anyways, if you want to check out that story, I think it's an audio erotica or something that I did many years ago. But yeah, just ask for what you want. Moral of the story from the Dutch. So they approach sexuality with this kind of, this is just part of life mentality, which is kind of refreshing. There's no hysteria or moral panic. They believe it's better to talk openly about it and provide solutions than to hide and shy away from it. Case in point, teenage contraception. So I don't know if you knew this, but the Dutch have some of the lowest rates of teen pregnancies and STIs in Europe. Why do you think that is? Because they can get contraception easily. There's no judgment and the conversation is totally normal. In some places, you might actually have to cross state lines and pretend like you're buying deodorant just to buy a pack of condoms. In the Netherlands, no problem. It's like picking up toothpaste. I'll take a pack of condoms too, please. Thank you very much. Another thing about Dutch society that makes them stand out when it comes to sexuality is how it is portrayed in the media. So if you turn on the TV, you'll see open discussions about sex, naked bodies, and frank portrayals of sexuality. But here's the thing, it's not sensationalized. It's just life. People are more open and they're way less taboo. While some countries are just so busy editing out anything remotely having to do with sexuality, I'm not going to name names or anything, YouTube. The Dutch are just out there speaking their truth and living their life. So why are the Dutch so comfortable with sex? It's because they talk about it. It's because they educate their kids about it. It's because they legalize it when necessary and handle it pragmatically. Whether it's sex work, media representation, or contraception, the Dutch lead with practicality and openness. It's about treating sexuality as a natural part of life. And I can attest to this, because I did a video a while back about naked spas in the Netherlands, because all the spas there are nude spas. And no, they aren't sex spas or anything like that. It's a beautiful, beautiful spa where you just go naked and everyone is cool with it. Nobody is weird about being nude. It's your body. We all have bodies. They all look different and it's very much okay. And I can't even tell you how enjoyable and freeing and liberating that kind of experience is. So that's it, friends. There's a little nugget about why the Dutch are so comfortable with sexuality and nudity. If you want to check out my other videos about Amsterdam, you can. If you have anything else to contribute to the conversation, you can. There are for sure tidbits that I left out that I don't know about. So if you are from the Netherlands and you want to contribute to this conversation, I know that I have some people from the Netherlands that watch my channel. So hey, if you want to chime in and give a little feedback, that would be great. Straight from the source. And if you want to support the maintenance and growth of this channel, you can do so by clicking on the link below to check out my Patreon. And I think that's it, friends. Thank you so much. I'm really enjoying sharing these informative, knowledge-based videos with you all because I'm learning a whole lot. So it's been fun sharing this information with you as well. And I'll end it there. Dankjewel. I think that's how you say thank you in Dutch, from what I remember. Dankjewel. Anyways, correct me if I'm wrong. Je vous aime. Bye.